Hi, I'm Paulette Lambert in the Wellness Kitchen at the California Health and Longevity Institute. Today we're going to be making one of my favorite desserts, a banana blueberry flaxseed cake. This is a great snack cake full of healthy things. Blueberries for antioxidants, we have flaxseed high in omega-3, and whole wheat flour, so we have that natural goodness in the whole grain. This is a quick, easy cake and it's easy to make. Welcome back to the Wellness Kitchen. We're here at California Health and Longevity Institute and I'm Paulette Lambert. Today we're going to talk dessert, but the dessert we're going to talk about isn't just bad fat and sugar and empty calories. We're actually going to make a sweet that counts. In other words, something that has some nutritional value to it. So today's recipe, we're going to be making a banana blueberry flaxseed cake. This is a great cake to use for an after-school snack or maybe in the evening with a cup of tea. So what do we have in it that makes a difference here? Well, first of all, we're going to start with some fruit, and that makes it healthy. We have bananas that are very high in vitamin A and potassium, and also fiber. And we have blueberries, and you can either use fresh or frozen. And blueberries are a fruit that is really high in antioxidants that have that effect on our body to help us break down free radical damage and really prevent diseases. So great for the blueberries. We also are going to be using flaxseed. Flaxseed is a seed from a flax plant, and why it's so healthy is that it has a high level of omega-3 fatty acids, and those are really important in nutrition because they really help lower inflammation in the body that we think causes many diseases. So we're going to be adding about 1/4 cup of that flaxseed to our cake to increase the nutritional value. The other thing we're going to do different than a lot of desserts, instead of adding butter, which is very high in saturated fat, we're going to be adding a no trans fat, low saturated fat margarine, just in a very small amount. So I think we're ready to get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to puree or mash our bananas, and we're just going to peel these, and these are soft enough that we probably, ooh, they're very soft, which is great. And by the way, if you have bananas that are turning slightly brown, those even do better when you bake with them. And if you have bananas that are turning brown in your kitchen and you're not going to bake right away, you can freeze them. Just take them out of the peel and pop them in a Ziploc bag and throw them in the freezer. And you can unthaw them and use them weeks later. It's a good tip in not wasting your bananas. They make great smoothies that way too. And so we're going to just put our bananas in the bowl. We're just going to take a fork and mash these up. And this is going to allow us to use less sugar in our recipe as well, because the bananas really are sweet and they're going to add an extra sweetening flavor that's natural with the fiber instead of adding so much refined sugar. It allows us to cut down a little bit on our sugar content. All right, that's our mashed bananas. So the second thing is we're going to cream together 2/3 cup of sugar. We'll put that in our mixing bowl here. And again, a lot of recipes, 1 cup to 1.5 cups of sugar. We're using less because we really have our bananas for part of the sweetness. And then we're going to mix together 1 egg. And if you have high cholesterol, you can also use an egg substitute, or you could use 2 egg whites instead. And this is 1/4 cup of a softened no trans fat margarine. And again, when you buy no trans fat margarine, look at the saturated fat content because it's not always so low. It may say no trans fat, which is great, but if it's still high in saturated fat, it does not make it healthy. So make sure you find a margarine that has less than 2.5 grams of saturated fat per serving. And we're just going to cream this up a little bit. Ah, that looks great. We'll just pull that back. And there we go. And now we're going to add our dry ingredients. When you buy flaxseed, make sure your flaxseed is ground. If you get whole flaxseed and you use it in your smoothies or you use it on your cereal or in cooking, you don't utilize or extract the omega-3s out of here because it's too, you can't digest the flaxseed, so they go through your digestive tract undigested. So you don't get the nutrient content out of it. So you make sure you either buy ground flaxseed or grind it like in your coffee grinder. Keep your flaxseed in the refrigerator because it is a fat. It has a lot of oil and it'll go rancid if it's stored at room temperature or warm temperature. So it's best to keep it in the refrigerator. And then we're going to add, this is 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and baking powder. And just a pinch of salt, about 1/4 teaspoon, just enough to not make this flat tasting. We don't need a lot of sodium in our desserts, but it does need a pinch to bring out the flavor. And then we're going to add our 3/4 cup of flour. And And our teaspoon of vanilla can go in. And I'm going to fold in our bananas. I'm not going to fold in our blueberries until the very end because otherwise they're going to get too mushed up and it'll turn our flaxseed cake very purple if we put them in and beat them with the beater. So we'll just fold those in at the very end. And now we're going to add just a small amount of lemon zest and lemon juice to this to give it a really fresh flavor. So this is a zester, or what they call a microplane. And what it allows us to do is just take out the outside bit of the peel where all the citric acids are, or the citric oils that have so much flavor. So I'm just going to zest a little bit of this. We need a couple teaspoons of lemon zest. Oh, it smells so good. It's just really going to give a freshness to our cake. And we can just kind of hit that across there. And then I need a couple teaspoons of lemon juice. So I'm going to cut this in half. I don't need very much. This is a citrus squeezer, and I'm just going to put it in this way, and this just allows you to push down here, and what's great about it, it's perforated so the seeds don't get into your product or into your bowl. And I only need a couple teaspoons, so it's about a quarter of a lemon, half of a half. And let's just pour our lemon juice in here. And we're just going to mix this up for just a few seconds here. Wonderful. Let's just clean that off. That's great. Get our batter off here. Now we can fold in our blueberries. Get all our batter. Scrape down the sides. You don't want to overbeat this. It just needs to be combined, so you don't need to beat it for a long time. So we've got our banana in here and all the rest of our ingredients, and now I'm going to take our cup of frozen blueberries, and these were frozen. You can use fresh, or you can use dried. And if you use dried blueberries, probably a quarter cup is enough because they're very concentrated in flavor and very sweet. And again, we're going to fold these in very gently because we don't want to turn the batter all blue here. So just go gently and don't beat them in where you break them up and they get too juicy in there. And that's it. Now we have our cake pan. And in our cake pan here, we did a nonstick spray and lightly floured it so our cake doesn't stick when we take it out. And we'll just put this in our pan here. So we have a lot of healthy ingredients in here. We've got flaxseed, we've got blueberries, we have banana, we have an egg, and we have healthy fat. That's great. And just spread that around your pan evenly. And we have a round cake pan. You can do this in an 8x8 little square as well. There we go. And that's ready for the oven. So we're going to bake this for about 25 minutes at 350 degrees. Well, our banana blueberry flaxseed cake's out of the oven and cooled. Looks so good. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a couple tablespoons, maybe not even two, let's just start with one, of powdered sugar on the top. You know, it just looks a little nicer. We don't need to put an icing on it that has fat and a ton of sugar. It really doesn't need it. But just a light sprinkling of powdered sugar. Yeah, 1 tablespoon is plenty. We don't need any more than that. Oh, that looks so beautiful. And that is our banana blueberry snack cake. Looks very appealing to me for a snack. Let's have a piece. And this cake is really a fairly sturdy cake without all the icing, so it's great to pack in lunches or to take mid-morning for a snack. And again, this is a sweet that counts. We have quite a bit of nutritional value to this cake. Oh, it's great. There we go. Oh. Cup of tea and I'd be all set. Oh, the flavor. Banana, blueberry, a little powdered sugar. It tastes more decadent than it really is. Each slice of this cake, if we cut it in about 8 pieces, is about 150 calories. That's relatively low, much lower than any big, large muffin that we buy. This is Paulette Lambert from the Wellness Kitchen, where it's always nutritious and everything's delicious.